here we are. We did it. We made it.
And welcome to the Game Brew Podcast, episode 184, the bi-weekly video game podcast where we sip delicious bevs and discuss video games. And I'm clearly out of practice. I'm sorry, Dan. When I say that, what do I mean? I'm your host.
Yeah.
Dan Amy Rose Rotz. And I'm joined by Chris Sonic the Hedgehog, right?
Gotta go. A speed.
Speed faster than...
Fast. That's. I don't do fast.
Oh, okay.
Not a fast guy.
Believe that. And Phi, Shadow the Hedgehog, Hyun.
Pew pew.
That's Shadow's catchphrase. Everyone knows that.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows.
Oh, great! Thank you for the sub. And then, so on this episode of the Game Brew Podcast, we asked the question: do you even know about the Church of Olive Garden? But first, it's time for a bev.
Yes.
Chris, what are we drinking this week?
This week I'm drinking the same thing I drank the last episode, which is Natty Boh. So I still got a bunch of these, and I'm still working on them.
Nice.
So they are They used to be brewed in Maryland, in Baltimore, but are no longer. But they still have a factory that's, I guess, like offices now or apartments. But at the top of it, they still have the glowing Natty Boh guy, National Bohemian guy. So still very much a symbol of Baltimore. And it's just a solid kind of lightish beer, like a lager, and you can drink a ton of them in the summer or the winter or whenever. But yeah, they're good. They're of these styles of beer, like Budweiser, Bud Light, and Miller, and Coors, and all of them. That's kind of my favorite. So yeah, if you ever get a chance, try it out.
Nice.
For sure. And just as a shout out, because I kind of like broke our intro there by doing it because I couldn't help myself. Gray's been sub for 47 months. Thank you again, Gray, for being here and being a part of
Thank you.
Our caster team and a longtime friend and somebody who sits
listener.
with us.
Yeah, Gray.
Yeah, it's me.
Big supporter.
Yeah. Ragnar and Gray, you guys are steadfast and always here in our streams, and we appreciate you so much, honestly. I love our brew crew. So and he also says Chris gotta keep them in business.
Yep, that's right. That's me.
The number one supporter.
It might be.
I'm glad you think we're kind of cool, Gray. We've got you fooled, and I hope that continues. So
Yep. Joke's on you.
All right, Phi, what about you? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a chocolate cheese quake porter. This is from
let's
Rose
unpack
Craft
that a little bit.
Yep.
It has both chocolate and cheese in it.
Chocolate cheese quake. So it's like a cheesecake, but cheese quake. Yeah.
So that's okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. It's a porter. I like those. A little bit darker. But it's only 5.5% alcohol by volume. So here we go. Nice. It's creamy but light.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if it has like I'm sure it has like lactose as like what gives it its creaminess. That's kind of like a thing with like creamy beers.
Mm-hmm.
As it uses lactose instead of other types of sugar.
Especially since it's like cheesequake, I would expect something like that.
Yeah. Doesn't say, but it is super delicious. It's been a while since I've had a porter, so it is very chuggable.
Oh, interesting. You generally don't think of porters being very chuggable.
Yeah, it's very light though. You know what I mean? You still get like that porter kind of like flavor, the creaminess, kind of like that dark taste. But it's light. Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Lord Grayman in our chat here. I'm not sure if this is a threat or a concern, but it says make your bowels quake later. So I hope not.
I hope not. I hope not. I have a few of these to go through, so yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, I am sick. I have bronchitis. So I know the last time we recorded, I was a little sick, and that was like 2 weeks ago. So the good news is that's continued, and now it's in full blown bronchitis. So what I'm drinking this evening is promethazine, prednisone, and benzonate. Benzonatate? I don't know how to say that word, but that's what I'm doing. It's a cocktail of medication. One comes in
Delicious.
a nice little bottle, so beautiful here. Vanna White it.
Is
Um,
it chuggable?
it is
What's the
not.
chuggability?
I would say it is a solid um, -2 Allison's Too Sick chuggables out of 10. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's real bad. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. The like medicines, like I just like associate them to certain things, and this one is like that hairspray taste. It is like pure hairspray. It is nothing good. They put nothing nice in there to make it go down easier. It's not even that like icky cherry or something, that medicine tastes like. It is straight up just like rubbing alcohol and hairspray that I have to choke down. It is bad. But it helps my cough go away. So I'll take it at this point. And I also am treating myself because I've just had a bunch of water. So I am treating myself to a Baja because we're on stream.
Because you've deserved it. You deserve it.
Thank you. I do deserve this. So that's what we're doing tonight. That's why I'm a little disheveled, but I put on a lot of makeup so you can't tell. Hopefully.
See, the trick is, though, to not tell them that you put on a lot of makeup.
Shh, it's clear. My lips aren't normally this color. Oh, and I don't know. It doesn't really come across on camera. This is like the color shift eye stuff.
Is it the one that you got from
MAGfest last year, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Convenient.
I
Segue.
I did it on purpose.
Oh, wait,
for
we're
this
not there yet,
segue.
actually.
I know, we were not. But we're going to talk about what we're playing first. So.
Before we do that, I just want to mention that the chuggability of Natty Bow is very high.
Oh, yes.
And I forgot to mention that.
Yes. Can you quantify it into the Allison scale?
Imagine the most chuggable thing you've ever had, and it's more than that.
Got it. Water. It's water.
Yeah, it's sort of. Instead of water, we drink this.
Noted. Well, that is what we did at MAGfest. Another convenient segue that we can't use yet. So, what's everybody been playing? Chris, we'll start with you.
So I've been playing. So I was gone for a lot of the past week because I was in San Francisco for a work conference. So I did play a little bit of. It's one of the Castlevanias on DS. It is Order of Ecclesia. And it's like, I don't know, it's pretty good. It's a little more linear so far than most of the kind of more Metroidvania style Castlevanias. But it's you go through different like locations, and they're kind of like smaller dungeons, at least so far. I think eventually you get to a kind of like bigger dungeon, but yeah, it's been cool so far, and I've kind of been enjoying playing all the old handheld Castlevanias. Then since when I got back and kind of the week before, I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I think I had talked about before, but it's very good. If anyone's interested in like if you loved Oblivion, or like Morrowind, or like any of those kind of games, this is kind of in the same vein, but without magic or like magical creatures or anything. But it's very good. The story's very good. The voice acting is really good. And
Yeah,
then
that alone is the reason I know I should have played it by now. And I just kind of haven't, because I loved those games. I really did. But
Yeah.
I'm questioning if I loved those games because they were like so fantasy and magic. It's like, will I love it as much?
yeah, that's true, but I don't know. I think it's really good.
Yeah. I still do.
And then the one Total War game that I don't have, I got from a Humble Bundle that I'm still signed up for. So I've been playing Total War Pharaoh, and that's been fun. I've only like kind of scratched the surface on that, but it's pretty good. It got kind of a bad rep when it came out, and I think they did a lot of like fixing of it. So it's in a pretty good spot now. But that's what I've been up to.
That's awesome. How about you, Fee?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the game that's frustrating and fun? Or do
Yeah,
you want to
just
talk about something else?
Is it what is it?
oh, it's just lightly playing Marvel Rivals.
Lightly?
Lightly. So a few hours here and there. Um, it's good. I think the game is good. It's exceptionally polished.
It really is.
And I think that there's like a lot of room to expand. You know what I mean? The Marvel universe in it. All the characters feel really good, with the exception of like a few. I think Magneto doesn't actually feel like Magneto, um,
No, he
but
feels like Sigma
And
from Overwatch.
and
yeah,
and Black Widow needs help. She just can't.
She's bad.
yeah, she's exceptionally bad. Her kit just doesn't really match up to kind of how the games are going. But that's okay. We went pretty far, got to diamond, and then plummeted back down to platinum.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
Correction. Fees plummeted down to platinum. I plummeted down to gold. Now I just checked it after we were done. I am gold.
Nice.
But it is a good game. I do hope that they fix kind of like the matchmaking a little bit. You know what I mean? Because you have some like exceptionally like toxic people, as every online game does. So I do hope that they resolve that. Other than
Yeah.
that, been playing a little bit of Pokemon Pocket TCG here and there.
Ooh, nice.
Cracking packs and stuff. And the newest one came out, I think, 2 days ago. It was called Triumphant Light, and the card that they're showcasing is Arceus, and
Okay.
he's a cool Pokemon. So yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
Real quick, going back to Rivals, do you have any concern about them kind of getting rid of a bunch of the devs?
Yeah. It really shows how kind of like volatile the game industry is, right? It's just like, hey, we just need you to set us up for the launch, and then see ya. Um, but they did post a lot of things saying, hey, don't worry, we still have like 10 years worth of content to deliver. It's like
Jeez.
essentially ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think that they'll run out of things of content for the players, but it's just really sad to see how that's just the game industry in general.
Yeah. 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 When I heard that, I was a little bit. But I mean, I also heard that it might also just be like kind of the main development team, and now they have like the kind of team that's gonna kind of be working on updates and that
Right.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
there. So.
Yeah. So in that sense, it's like I could see the reason for it being a couple of different things. I don't love that it happened, period, for sure. And it doesn't sound like they had a lot of knowledge that it was going to happen, which I think is the biggest thing. But like to Fee's point, this is just like a tale as old as time when we talk about gaming companies anymore, where they're just slicing people, and that's just kind of the industry. Is like they have so many people that they need to make the game and push it out, and then to sustain the game, they don't need as many. And it's a question of like their contracts and if they understood that versus not. And who knows? Like they haven't really spoke out super negatively. Like clearly they weren't happy about being let go, right? When you have
Right.
a game that you've worked so hard on and it's super popular, it's crushing. The last thing I think anyone expects is to be cut.
Right.
So I think no matter what, that was a shock to them, even if they understood the gaming industry and that's how it works sometimes. I do think that it being a United States team when it's a Chinese company had a big piece of it right now. Um, so I think that was a big factor, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't love it. But to Fee's point, I also at this point am so jaded because the whole industry behaves like this, and nobody's going to do anything about it. They're just not.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I'm gonna give kudos to the lead developer that got let go. He was supposed to let go of everyone on his team, but he was supposed to stay. And he said that that didn't feel right. As a leader, I don't think that that's a good call for me to let go of my staff and then just I stay. So
That's good. Yeah,
he
that's
yeah
cool.
he left with them.
Yeah, and to Gray's point, he says it's just like the movie industry, and pay up front and I'll profit later. So it's like those people get their money, but however money the movie actually makes is really not theirs anymore, right? And that's kind of the idea too. But yeah, I agree. When I saw that, I like had so much respect, and I want to find out what they're working on next, right? Like he was so appropriate with his team and like gave them real kudos for the work that they did and said that he would leave with them, and I really respect that, and I'd love to see what else they come up with, right? So
Awesome.
yeah, so anyway, Rivals, I've been playing that too, and it is like I don't know, I have like such a viewpoint on a game like this, like I did with Overwatch, where I'm just kind of like going in and I'm doing the best I can, and I want to get better and do the best I personally can, but I know that I can't control my team, and they're going to frustrate and like not do what I want them to do.
Yeah.
As much as I try to social engineer our team into doing the things I want them to do, it just doesn't work. But it's fine, and I like the game for what it is. I enjoy playing it with friends, especially. So yes, if anyone hasn't added me yet, please do. I might not be on there as much as I was, so feel free to just DM me and we can get games in. But my tag should be in our Discord somewhere, buried at this point, probably behind the CS:GO talk Will was having. So it's in there somewhere. So feel free to add me if you haven't yet, or ask me if you can't find it. Love to play still. That, and I started a new game. I was going to start it on stream, but because I've been sick these last 2 weeks, I haven't been able to stream. So I just did it myself, and just to see if it's even good. If he actually gifted it to me, it's Bloomtown, A Different Story, and I started it yesterday, and I love it. I love it so much. I am going to eat the shit out of this game, and I can't decide if I want to play it on stream now because it's an amazing game. But I just don't know that everyone's going to love it the way I love it. And I feel like
It would break your heart if
it will break my heart if everyone doesn't love this game as much as I do. And B, like, is it interesting enough for people to want to watch? I'm not sure. I know I'm loving playing it. Like the tongue-in-cheek humor that's in it, it's really smart, sarcastic. Like so far, it's funny, clever. The 8-bit art is really cute and really good, and yeah, I'm really really enjoying this game, and I can't wait to see where it goes. But yeah, I just don't know if it's a stream watch game. I guess I don't know what's fun to watch for people, because my
because
taste
you don't
is,
watch streams.
yeah, I
You
watch
only do them.
streams actually, but the streams that I'm watching are like so specifically me that it's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
It kind of reminds me in a way of, I love the art style.
Yes,
It's so cool.
yes,
But
it's really good.
it kind of in a way reminds me a little bit of like Earthbound.
Just the art of it.
The that it's like kids in like,
Oh,
it's a JRPG with kids kind of like
yeah.
in like a more normal like suburbia kind of location. At least from some of the stuff I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, it's actually like so far the plot is very Gravity Falls.
Okay.
So the plot so far is straight up video game version of Gravity Falls, except we're dealing with literal demons, like literally Lucifer and
Sick.
demons. It kind of like in this town, and it seems like the main character has special abilities, and that's all you get at the start. Is like she has some kind of special abilities that manifest demons, is the theory. And Lucifer's like, hey, you've manifested these demons. I don't want them around. So how about we cut a deal? I'll help you out with some magic's abilities if you sign this contract. If you don't get rid of the demons, though, I get your soul. That's like the beginning plot. Because we all know it's smart to make a contract with the devil, but
everyone, it is known. Yeah, everyone knows this.
Yeah, everyone knows this. Totally fine. But yeah, so that's like the plot beginning, and then we're going to like just live in this town and adventure and do all these things. I would say like the gameplay itself, it's very, I guess, yeah, kind of Earthbound, kind of Harvest Moon, where I'm meeting characters and kind of like interacting with them, and I have a kind of Dungeons and Dragons system of rolling for 3 or 4 different skills. I have like charm in how I'm talking to them, and I can fail or succeed and my stats go up, and then I get my way or I don't. So like I don't know how much that's impacting, like in Harvest Moon, my relationship with these characters, but I assume that's a piece of it as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see exact gameplay and where it goes. If anybody's into what I'm speaking here, I can't say enough so far how much I love it, and I'll report back. But out of the gate, I've been looking for something that I could kind of play by myself when I have nothing better to do, and this was definitely a really good call. So thank you, Phi. You picked a good one.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So with that, I'll segue without a segue, because we had such a good one before that now I can't think of one. Speaking of great games that you find on accident, like we do at MAGfest in the indie area. I did it, guys. It wasn't as pretty as it could have been, but I did it. Let's talk about MAGfest, or SuperMAGfest now is what it's called. So I have to get used to that. Because
it's been called SuperMAGfest, I think, for a couple years.
I think last year or the year before it started. And that's because this is the flagship, and now they are separating off into doing their other MAGfest adjacent cons and stuff. Like there's the camping one. I don't remember the name of that one. Magstock, and things like that. So they have other things than just MAGfest, and to separate them, this is called SuperMAGfest. This is an event for anyone who doesn't know and hasn't heard us talk about it yet, that runs 24 hours a day, offers console games in different rooms, arcades, tabletop, LAN, live video game cover bands, chip tunes, vendors, guest speakers. So much. There's so much here. So much. It's an amazing convention. I can't speak of it highly enough as somebody who's gone to other conventions. This one is just A tier. I can't. This is my vacation every year. This is it. This is my favorite thing to do. So just kind of generally talking about it, I thought we'd hit things that happen at MAGfest, I guess, that we obviously they're always there, so we'll talk about them and see what our favorites and least favorites were, and then we can wrap up with our best moment and least favorite moments. So think about that in advance of MAGfest. So I think best moment is easier to pick than least favorite, so we can just I thought maybe there was something that like maybe I thought this was going to be great and it wasn't. Maybe you saw something like that. So but we'll start with our cosplays, because we did do another group cosplay, which is my personal favorite part of MAGfest, is when we're all together running around in outfits, because that's me and I'm a hyper nerd, and cosplay is so fun to me. So this year we did Pokemon Gen 1 trainers and gym leaders. The Kanto region is where we were, right? Is Kanto. I'm not lying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks for checking me, guys, because I don't even know sometimes. But yes, so I was Sabrina. What was everybody else?
I was Blaine. He's the fire Pokemon gym leader.
Yeah, I was Koga, the poison gym leader.
Nice.
Yeah.
He looked really good.
He did.
Mine was fine.
I actually loved your bald cap. Like that was just, it made it for me.
Yeah, it was very sweaty. Yep. So I'm sure I don't know if we posted a picture of this in our Discord, but yeah. So that was That was fun. I've never used a bald cap before, but it kind of did make it like just because it was kind of hilariously bad.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't expect you to be honest. Like, I just thought you were gonna roll with your normal hair, and that would have been totally fine. But the fact that you committed with the bald cap, and the fact that it was small,
Yeah.
so it didn't fit right, and it had those wrinkles. I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was
so bad.
Good. It was so good. But if you look at the pictures, so we actually we went down and we got into like the professional photo shoot section. And so there are some like professional photographers who were taking pictures there, and they got some of those pictures. And I was so curious how your bald cap would read on those cameras, and it actually looked really good. It was like they were far enough away where like I could see the line of the bald cap, sure, but it didn't look bad. It was actually pretty good.
It worked out.
It worked out.
Yeah, it was fun. And then you guys also did another cosplay as well, right?
Yes. So we also did Annie and Tibbers from League of Legends. I was Tibbers
cool
and
well.
he was Annie, and it was great. Oh, no, I'm kidding. It was flipped.
It'd be better if it was the other way. Honestly, that'd be so good.
Honestly, we missed an opportunity. I just realized.
Dude, I'll rock some leg warmers. I don't care.
I've got the outfit. You can wear it. I'd love to be comfy because it looked comfy.
It looked hot.
It was very hot. It was cool for the first, I don't know, like hour, and then after that I was like, oh man, something's wrong. I need to go take a break.
Sorry, my mic messed up there. Yeah, so it was great, and we were recognized by a couple of people, and I just want to say there was somebody. These are, I don't know if the camera is going to show them very well. These are little rune crystals, mana crystals. Ooh. That we were given by somebody because we were in League of Legends cosplays. They just ran up to us and they were like, Annie! And then they were like, gave one to Tibbers, and so we both got them.
That's awesome.
And these are, she molded them from, there's a board game of some kind related to Runeterra, which I haven't played it, and now I'm kind of interested after she said that. But she made her own mold out of those pieces from the game, and then she cast these in resin, which I think was really cool, and she wanted to just hand them out to anybody who was dressed up as League of Legends characters. So
yeah, it's pretty neat too, because I think those runes are the same runes in the Arcane show that Jace was going through all of the different like timelines with, the different runes.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, Katie got so Katie was also one of the gym leaders. My wife Katie, and she did Misty, and someone came up to her and gave her a Cascade badge. Is it Cascade for water? Yeah. So the badge that you get from Misty in the game.
Yeah.
And it was like a 3D printed one. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, my hope was to 3D print badges and give them out to people because, I was Sabrina, and it's like, here's your badge kind of thing to anyone who was Pokemon anything while we were there. But unfortunately, that did not work out this year because we had some 3D printer woes last minute. But that's okay. I'll do something next year. But I love stuff like this. Like this is the shit that makes my con. Like just people like being awesome, sharing their love of something with you, and just like giving you a piece of something that they've done or they want to share with you, or like they're really thinking through things. I don't know, stuff like that. The community that's there, like this is what it's about for me. Stuff like this, like this is my memories of the con. So I really loved that. Yeah, and hopefully I'll have something to do like that next year because I love that, so I want to spread that. I also got a blue feather. So I just want to mention that. So I am going to get married because the main character of Harvest Moon doesn't have an actual name, but I think like traditionally people go Jack and Jill for the male and female characters because I think those are the defaults in a lot of them, although it changes depending on which version of Harvest Moon. But he was like Gen 1 dressed, so we're going to call him Jack. So Jack and I are getting married because he gave me a blue feather. And I thought that was so cool. I saw him from our balcony and I hadn't seen him yet, but Katie actually had mentioned to me that there was one running around. And when we saw him, I bolted down from our room. At this point, I was kind of intoxicated, so it's a miracle I made it there. I bolted down to the room.
Intoxicated at MAGfest?
MAGfest?
No.
Never. I bolted down from the room, and I tried to take the elevator at first because I thought it'd be quick to go down at that time, but it was taking too long, and I was like, he's going to be gone. And somebody, like, while I was waiting for the elevator, somebody called me a red shirt from Star Trek. They got my whole outfit
Oh, that's right,
wrong
because
when
you were
Sabrina.
yeah, I think I was with you.
No, I was by myself because I had bolted out of the room, and there were just these dudes at the elevator, and they're like, "Oh, what's your favorite Star Trek?" And I was like, "Why are you asking me that?" Like, it took me a second to register, and then I went, "You think I'm a red shirt?" I was like, "Why would I cosplay as somebody who goes down every?"
Who's gonna die?
Yeah, like that's not what I'm doing here, bud. I'm Sabrina from Pokemon, and they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Anyway, so I left them, and I just ran down the stairs and thought I missed him, but luckily caught him at the very corner of the lobby area. What is that called? It has a different name.
Atrium.
Of the atrium. And I tapped him on the shoulder and scared the shit out of him. I felt so bad because he was just like talking to his friends, and I'm like waiting awkwardly. And then he goes to leave, and I tap him on the shoulder, and he jumps like 5 feet. So I apologize, but I got a picture with him, and he was amazing. And he had like the gold hoe that you get, and he gave me a blue feather. Anyway, that made my whole con, and I just wanted to mention that as well.
All right, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So random.
Yeah, no, that's some of the stuff that like just happens, and it's a thing that's been happening recently. Everyone's bringing their own ribbons that they can attach to their badges, to the point that some people made like I think a dress or a skirt out of all the ribbons that they got, or like a shield, just like massive amounts of all these ribbons. And
yeah.
I don't know, people are just like bring stuff to give out, and it's all very like, I don't know, just like unique stuff, and like stuff that I would never even think about, which is always so cool.
Right. And that's it, right? It's like the community and the memories, and it's like finding people who are your people and being able to share this moment with them, and then they have a token to take away with them, like for that memory. I think that's like really cool, because I think about when I was young, I did scrapbooking. I doubt many people did that, I guess, but I did scrapbooking with everything in my life. Every major event, I would like put out, cutouts of newspaper and like put it in this scrapbook. And I think of these things as like my modern scrapbook. Like these are just these little things that I get to keep, and they give me that memory, because my memory isn't great. You guys clearly know that on this podcast by now. My memory is very bad. So having those little triggers give me that, oh yeah, this. And then it'll like liven and brighten that memory in my head. So I love stuff like that. It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention that I took back from MAGfest is a little duck. Oh, where is it?
Oh.
That was in our room?
So that was from my friend Bryn.
Yes.
She was kind of putting those around everywhere. Like she left one on our like the little sign where the number on our door was.
Oh, she left one there too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, she was just kind of leaving them around everywhere. She brought like a bunch of them.
Yes, so that was fun for me to find that, and I didn't know that that's where it was from at first, but I saw it like towards the end, so that brought me joy. And those are all my little random tokens that I gathered from people and things while we were there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I'm sure I got some random tokens of some sort.
Probably. I just
what they
prepped.
were off the top of my head.
That's the only thing. I prepped. I had them ready. Otherwise, I knew I'd forget. So shopping is a big thing while we're there too. So I did wear my necklace I got. Actually, there's a second part of this necklace, which is why I wore something low cut, but I couldn't find the second piece. So this is the choker part. It's got moons and little red gems there. I'm very excited. This year I usually decide on like one thing I think I want while I'm there, and this year was jewelry. So I was going to just get earrings, and I did find these. Oh no, I knew they weren't going to focus. Okay, there we go. They're little crystal like moons and a star dangling. Really liked that. It was from peachadeshop.com. If anyone wants to see that, it's peachade shop.com. So they had a bunch of cute earrings, and I really struggled about what I wanted across all the vendors, and almost got some really cute Pokemon ones. But then I decided, like, these are ones I'm going to wear every single day. And that's kind of what I was wanting in this moment. I have a lot of, like, fun, quirky earrings, but I decided I just wanted something really pretty. And that's why I got this necklace, too. So those were my big vendor things this year. Although, as I mentioned, the stuff on my eyes I got last year at MAGfest, and it is amazing. And I really do love that as well. The vendor for that is Surreal Makeup, if anyone wants to check them out. They're on Instagram, I know.
Yeah, I think Katie got some stuff from them as well.
Yes, she got them this year. It's so
Yeah.
funny, too. Katie and Mai's taste when it comes to certain things, especially makeup, we are so in sync that when she brought them out, everything she bought, I had. Because
Awesome.
it's exactly what I got last year. I think the only thing that ended up differing is I got one of the like fairy glitters, and she didn't, and that was like the only difference. So
Yeah.
it was really funny and perfect because we have the same taste when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah. As far as things I got this year, I got like a couple card games. I usually have a tendency to drink too much and then go down late at night. And if there's like a vendor that's still open with like their own game, I'll usually end up coming home with it. So I think the one I came out home with this year was called Drinking Quest. So it's kind of like another one of those drinking games that you can kind of play. It's kind of for MAGfest, which is great. What was the name of the game that we played this year?
Not enough mana.
Not Enough Mana. That's right.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Some things I've gotten in previous years, though, here that I have right in front of me, have these little derpy Pokemon.
Oh, that's so much.
Yeah. Here's. Yeah, they're great.
So good.
So we have like a bunch of them. They're just, I don't know, they're just kind of fun and cute and bring me joy, and they just hang out. But yeah, that's one of the best things is kind of just going down each like row of the vendor's room and kind of checking out what's going on.
I did get one more thing. I lied. I forgot. I got too much stuff this year.
Oh yeah, I saw
got-
those. Those are
You
cute.
can't see his little tongue. I got a little Poro. He has a tongue sticking out. He's
That's
a little
awesome.
crocheted boy. He's so cute. I fiddle with him all the time over here while I'm on my computer. Like when we're doing D&D and stuff. It's really nice. It's soft, and I love fiddling with it. I don't have the card for this one, but I have it somewhere. So once I find it, I'll post that so everybody can check this out as well. Super cute. She was super nice, and everything she made was adorable. So
Yeah, she had a bunch of stuff. I think she had some like ducks from Stardew Valley,
yeah.
if I remember correctly. Fee, did you end up anything?
Yeah, I just got a hat. I like hats.
I'm a big cat guy. Oh yeah, I remember. I was thinking
Yeah.
about that, and I was like, I already have a MAGfest hat. I don't need one.
So does Fee,
It's-
but he usually loses his, so it's good for him to have two.
It's very true. I gotta have a lot, but yeah, I love the where it says MAGfest. It's kind of like that Sega, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Kind of like logo or like font. Yeah, it's really sick. Really colorful. I like it. It's so I like buying kind of like random apparel that I find aesthetically cool or interesting. Nothing really grabbed my eye this year, but the hat was awesome. So
yeah.
I do try to buy at least one thing to bring home every year. It's kind of weird for me because I'm not one to do that. You know what I mean? But I just love MAGfest so much, so I want something to remember each year by. So
Yeah, same. I kind of do the same. I have to go to the bathroom real quick, but I will be right back.
Well, while he is heading to the bathroom, you and I can discuss any other like cosplays that you saw that you really were excited to see, or anything like that. Or in your cosplaying this year, do you have any mentions about how your cosplay experience was?
Yeah. I mean, this past MAGfest, I wanted to go as Jin from League of Legends, and it was unfortunate that ran into all these like issues um, with the cosplay. So, I mean, we say it every year, but don't don't start your cosplay, you know, just days before the convention. So that happened. But next one I'll be more prepared for sure. I don't know what I want to try to be next year, but there's a lot of time to think about that. As far as the coolest cosplays, honestly, it's the Warhammer cosplays. Those guys, man, dedication, right? Yeah, they're like carrying these super large pieces, and they're like walking essentially on stilts and whatnot. So they're like, I don't know, 8 feet tall, 9 feet tall, walking around the atrium. And that must be a pain to bring in and out of the con. So kudos to them for the dedication and their hard work, because all of it looked great. What about you?
Yeah, I think about that. Like, I always love the Warhammer cosplays, no matter where I'm at. Whoever's doing it, I am so into it. Those were some of the first cosplays I ever saw, actually, that made me go, damn, I want to be good at this. Because they are always so good. Like, I watch Warhammer armor building videos. Those were some of the first videos I watched when I did Camilla. I needed to know how to build this armor, and I watched some of those for techniques about like the chroming, how to make it look chrome when you're dealing with foam because it soaks the paint in. And that was like the first mistake I made, is I didn't prime it correctly, and then I failed there. So I started watching all these videos thinking, I know how to do this. This should be easy, and it wasn't. And then like weathering techniques and things like that. They're always so good on those. And I know the one guy that we both saw there who had the Warhammer outfit that was so incredible. I think he on that video said like his cost like $2,000 or something, and he had it commissioned. And man, it was really, really cool. Got to start building now. I know it really. When I get back from MAGfest, I need to just start then. Then I can slowly do it, and it can be up to the like standard in my head. Because that's the issue. It's like it's never up to the standard in my head because I do something stupid. Like when I was sewing my Sabrina dress, I cut something exactly wrong. Like I made a pattern and I was good and I was doing it, and then I didn't add my seam allowance. And that made one side was going to be like 2 inches actually shorter in than the other side. So it was going to be not symmetrical, and it was driving me insane. I had a meltdown. I literally was melting down. But I fixed it. I had a moment. Stuff like that, like, oh, it's so tilting in the moment.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, none of the 3D printing stuff worked out, even though they did for other things. Even though I fixed their models in Blender. I remember I was so tired. I think it was like 3 a.m. and I was sewing the like kind of like the last bits of the Koga outfit, and I sewed one of like my leg warmer pieces incorrectly, and I was sitting there at like 3 a.m. You know what I mean? And this is like the next morning we're leaving, so I'm just like, okay, and then I just like ripped it all up and started over very quickly. But yeah, lesson learned for sure. And I know I say that every year, but yeah, this year has to be the last time.
You are truly the con crunch king. Like I thought I was a con cruncher. But your level of con crunch, I don't know, A, how you make it work, and B, how you don't stress out to the max. I work very well under pressure, so like I'll get my last things done right there at the end, but starting right at the end and getting it done, I can't do it. I can't do it. It drives me mad. I'm incapable.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I don't know why I thought that it would work out, but I'm very happy that it did. Uh, I'd never really sewed a kimono or pants before, pants with pockets, and it worked out. So, very pleased. I'll be taking those skills into the next cosplay for sure. Still, I'd love to start building now, but man, it's kind of like I don't even know what to go for.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I want to do Sona next year, so that's definitely something I want to do. And I've already like got the pieces cut and things that I need to sew together to make it fit and work for me. So I'm gonna wait though, because hopefully maybe I'm a different size then, so I can resew it then. But I want to have everything else like really in a good place, and then sew that a month before, so I'm ready rather than the week before. That's my goal. Hi, Dan.
Oh, hey, Dan.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to episode 184
No,
of the Game
I
Break Podcast.
already did that. I'm Dan.
What?
I'm Dan.
Oh,
I'm the host.
am I late? Oh, I'm so sorry.
I hope you had a lovely birthday party.
It was both my brother-in-law and my niece.
Oh,
Now,
very cool.
well, her birthday's in 2 days, but Ron's on old. So, was this too a little bit?
Yeah.
I've never done cosplay before, but I've always wanted to.
You're lying. I made you cosplay with me.
Oh, that's true. I did do cosplay as Sailor Moon.
And
That's
it was
true.
the best moment of your life.
It was pretty good.
You
That was
remember
pretty
it
good.
Vividly.
I can't wait until after our wedding, because since you guys are talking about MAGfest, I can't wait until after our wedding next year, whenever there's nothing going on, and we could just be like, "We're going to MAGfest, Hannah. This is what a convention is. Let's do it."
It's true, and I expect that as your post-wedding present to me. You will come. You guys will come to the.
Wait,
next...
do I have to do that for everybody? Does everybody
Just
get a
me.
post-wedding?
Oh,
conveniently, the one you would get me is also that. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Good.
yeah. See, we're easy.
And see, I actually was going to get Dan. Is what I was doing. So.
Oh, that was really nice of you.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I was trapped in the birthday dimension.
I am really trying to like ban this person, but for some reason I can't scroll down to ban them.
Let me see if I
is
can.
Awkward. I can warn them.
Yeah, what I missed besides Dan just appearing out of nowhere.
Well, I can't ban someone from our chat.
Oh, we were just talking about cosplay woes, or like which cosplay did you find to be spectacular?
For me, I don't know if you saw, but there was a guy that was like a true scale Space Marine.
We were just talking about that. We both just said that, yeah.
Yeah, the Ultramarine, the blue one, right? Or were you talking about the red one?
No, it was the blue one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, the blue one was awesome. It seemed like he was struggling to keep all the armor, like lifting up all the armor. Yeah, it was a lot. It was really cool though.
Very cool. Yeah, he was both of our favorites that we saw.
Yeah. It was really cool. Trying to think of what else. There was a lot of pretty good Warhammer cosplays, which I'm glad to see, because I guess since Space Marine 2 came out, there was probably a lot more interest in it. But there was
mod, Gray. Go ahead, please, because I can't seem to do it on my end. I thought you were. So anyway, sorry. I fixed that. You're a mod. Go on.
One that was funny for me was there was a guy that was dressed up as like Mankey, but then he had like the hat and the sunglasses of Macho Man Randy Savage, so he was Macho Mankey.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
That's very good. Okay, very cool. Okay, well, I think we've hit cosplay then, so we can move on to other things for MAGfest. I know. Oh no, we haven't.
Yeah. One more thing. Sorry, just. So when we were all doing the Pokemon gym leader and trainer cosplay, it was fantastic because we were coming down the elevator and we just caught it at the last kind of like second, right, that they were doing the Pokemon photo shoot, and we were we all got to run there and get our get our photo shoot going on as a group, which was exceptionally fun. But what was cool was there was a guy who was walking around and asking everyone what their favorite evolutions was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was curious what you guys had said, because I said Vaporeon.
You did.
Yeah.
You said Vaporeon.
Which
I did.
is as the internet knows, the most fuckable.
How did?
What?
Yeah, that's
It's a
that's.
whole
It's a
thing.
thing.
There's a
I
whole-
know he didn't
There's
know
a whole
this,
meme.
but-
I know you didn't mean it that way, but there's a whole meme where
I
it's
know,
like
it's-
that's the of all
They
the.
like determine
Why
that
was
as
he
the
gonna
most.
say
You'd think it'd be Jinx or something like that, but I said Jolteon just because he looks badass.
Yeah, but now you will forever be marked as having Vaporeon as your favorite for that reason, because that's what everyone's going to assume.
Now, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say my favorite is Espeon. That's he didn't ask me.
Okay.
But that's what I would have put down.
I was gonna say it's like because both Chris and Phi both said like OG evolutions, but Espeon is one of the newer ones.
Espeon's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you ask me to pick one period, it would be Eevee. If we're not talking evolutions, if we're talking the whole set, including Eevee, it's always going to be Eevee for me. But Espeon is my evolution favorite.
If you
I
had
think-
to choose an evolution.
Yes.
All right, so there's 8 of them. There's 8 evolutions.
Sylveon's a close second, and then Umbreon. Like I could rank them
Sylveon's
all.
the fairy one.
Yeah.
Yes, Sylveon's the fairy one, also pink and cute.
Yes.
And then Espeon looks like a moon cat. Umbreon looks like a dark cat.
And as an Eevee stan, like Eevee's my favorite Pokemon. Period. So I really love them
Really?
all. I would like.
She's so cute.
Yeah, she's my favorite.
I mean, she and he, they're both of them.
I was
Both
about to say
are my favorite.
they don't exist without both. So
Yeah.
they're
yeah.
true.
Unless you're a Ditto.
unless you're a Ditto, of course.
But yeah, as far as like they're my favorite Pokemon. So all of the evolutions are equally important to me. Like I would just want one of all.
You mean Eve equally?
Eve equally. Yeah, there you go. I like that better. But yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. It's a very important topic, and I'm glad we talked about it. And
Yeah,
we're
super
all
important.
not judging Phi for Vaporeon based on the Internet Rule 34.
Yes. Good job, internet
That's
ruining everything all the time.
They do. They really do. The internet. It's a rough place. Did you guys talk about what your favorite part of MAGFest was
That will
this
be
year?
the wrap up, yeah.
That's the
we haven't
wrap-up.
gotten there yet, no.
Cool.
But I know we've kind of chatted for a bit now. We started a little late, so we have a bit of time still. But I thought we'd talk about the other things. Obviously,
Hold on, can I?
Yeah.
Sorry. You started late?
Yeah, because I had to set up your.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the time
Uh,
mistress started late. Yes.
I did. I had to make
I
a
just wanna-
whole. We'll talk about it, but I had to make a whole new settings tab for my computer, and it shouldn't affect you because I made a whole new settings tab. But we'll
I'm
talk about it.
spicy and served hot.
Oh,
And
thank
I
God.
was so glad you weren't here with your soundboard, and here we are.
We all like MILFs.
Hell yeah. Never gets old.
Bing bong.
So,
Sorry.
favorite other things. Obviously, there's the arcade. I didn't
Love
hit the arcade.
always love
as
the
much
arcade.
as I usually do, though.
What was the game that we found? There was like a game that me and Jay were playing a lot of that was like this fighting game that had like a bunch of characters from different visual novels in it.
Oh my god! Seriously?
Yeah, it was awesome. So like there was this one girl that was like she like had a mop and she would like smack you with the mop. Another one from the same one had like a pile of books and would like slam the books into you. It was fantastic. But yeah, I wanted to get more pinball. Like I usually try to do a lot of pinball while I'm there since like I have an arcade machine at home so I can play like most arcade games. But
Mhm.
I spent a decent amount in indie this year too.
just in the where they have all the game like demos and stuff.
Yeah, and it's less of like an indie like you would expect at PAX, and more of like more just like kind of really small developers that are just like doing really goofy stuff. Like there's like this like version of sort of Pong, but like it like is like extreme Pong that like you can get little power ups and stuff or like hit it a certain way, and yeah, so that I've always enjoyed that one. But yeah, it's I don't know, indie's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Like I normally spend a lot of time in arcade. This year, I don't know. There was something about the arcade. It was like stuffier than normal. For one, it was very uncomfortable in there, and two, like there wasn't lulls in the people that were there like there normally are, where I could find like an in to play the games I want to at weird hours. That didn't really seem to happen like I usually experience. The arcade systems seem to be down more than usual, although the pinball ones were up more than usual, so good for them.
Very yeah, I feel like that is accurate. Yeah,
like even the ones that were working, the arcade systems we found weren't actually working a lot of the time. There were problems with them even though they were technically running, so that was kind of like making my experience not so great in the arcade this year, so I didn't do it like I normally do. But to that effect, like I really did. I always like the indie area. And I wish we got to spend more time in there, and that's something I want to do for sure more next year.
Yeah, there's never enough time.
Yeah, I got this cool button actually in the indie area for trying a visual novel game. So
awesome.
This was I actually didn't meet this boyfriend in the game, but he was my favorite when I looked at them, so he's the one I got. But that game was called Thoughtful. Oh no, the company's called Thoughtful Bread. What's the name of the game? Starbright Agency. That's it. I got a little sticker pack too. Oh, that's not wanting to show up. But it was what I'll say is like I think that it suffered from not being a demo and actually just being the gameplay. So
so it took a while.
Yeah, I just don't feel like I really got to experience the game in the way I would want to in a short term. Like if I had time to sit there all night, I could have played the whole game. That's kind of cool. But yeah. But I wish I got like more about the game itself. Like I really do think I'm going to grab this game and probably play it when it's out, because I did enjoy the visual art of it. Was very good, but it really was like reading a book, which I don't hate personally, but when it comes to a visual novel, I kind of want interactions and something, battling, something, anything to kind of give me choices during the gameplay, and I didn't get to that point. So I'm just kind of curious, does that happen, or was that just because I didn't play long enough? So that's what I wanted to talk about from the indie area. Hermit and Pig. I just thought this one was really cute. We didn't get to play the demo because it was busy. Oh my gosh. But here's some of the art. Oh, please show up. Look at this guy. Oh, this little guy and this little dog with the
cute
hat.
Guy. They have cute little hats.
Yeah, I'll put up a better picture in the Discord. Sorry, my background is kind of freaking it out. I also grabbed a game while I was there, so we were able to just grab a game card to download from the guy who was the developer who was there, called Liminal Void, and J-Star is the game, I think. I might have that backwards, but anyway, I'll post that one too. I got the actual game. I haven't started it yet. I don't even know if I'm going to like the game. It was super weird. It was kind of creepy and very odd. But I liked the guy. Like, I liked his hustle, if you will. And that's something that I think is really cool about this experience at MAGFest with these indie games, is you could talk to the people who made it a lot of the time. Like, sometimes they just have people who are spokesmen, right? And they're just hired to be there. But sometimes you talk to the person who made the game. And when you do that, like, it's a different experience. And that's why I got this game, is he was there at, what was it, like 2 a.m. He was at his spot at 2 a.m. exhausted. I could tell. He had been there all weekend and just hustling, and he was still hustling. And I appreciated that so much that, yeah, we got the game so I could try it. And I If it's cool, I'll put it on stream. But
It's the aesthetic of it is very like creepy.
very creepy, right? Very creepy.
It's like-
pasta.
It's like creepy slash kind of gives me like like a Scanner Darkly sort of feel,
Mm.
but also
Yeah.
like
Like the movie A Scanner Darkly.
yeah, but like also like neo-punk horror futuristic like stuff, but also not because it's got like old. It's weird. I like this.
It's super weird. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm interested.
The for those that are super interested, which I know is everyone, the fighting game I played was called Aquapaza Aqua Plus Dream Match.
What? I'm gonna forget that, but I need to know that for later. Yes, that sounds so cool.
Plus Dream.
Aqua. You could probably just do Aqua Plus Dream Match. It was awesome. Like we just kept coming back to it. Because we were just like enjoying it so much.
That's amazing, actually. Yeah, I remember you guys
God,
talking
that's
about
great.
it, but I don't remember seeing that one for some reason. I tell you, I feel like we spend a lot of time in the indie area, but we didn't. Like,
Oh, that wasn't indie. That was in arcade.
Oh, arcade. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this one is another one we saw, which I think Phi can talk about more if he wants. Maximum Apocalypse. I know he talked to the dev of this for a while.
Yeah, that one was pretty interesting. They're stationed in Pennsylvania.
That's where Dan is.
That's
I'm
where Dan
there.
is. Yeah. But it was pretty cool to talk to them. There was like a producer there. There was like the artist and one of the programmers, I believe. And they were talking. They had like 3 different games going on. I played one that's almost like a bullet hell that was like off of the Sega system, and then the one on the cover of that card was kind of like a strategy turn-based survival game.
But it also has cards involved.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you pick your card as like your action, and you would move about the map, and you try to survive and hit your objectives and stuff like that.
Ooh, I
Seemed
like
pretty
the
cool.
art style.
Yeah, it's
Mega Cat Studios.
yes. It was very clean, very polished, looked pretty good. We didn't spend too much time there, but it was pretty nice.
Another one that we saw that I liked the idea of this, and this is going to be like a pixel art roguelite. So, and it's about dwarves. So, just saying.
I'm into that.
This might be.
You have me intrigued.
I knew I would.
Dwarves, say no more.
Yeah, this one looks really fun. And so it's like about dwarves going on a quest to dig down. You know, your standard kind of idea.
Classic.
That's what dwarves do, right? That's all they do.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's literally
they
racist.
It says a place where each and every descent will lead to new adventures, and where only the most determined players with many lost lives will be rewarded by the hidden world lying below the stone. So to me, like, this is a game where you just have to keep going, and then you'll eventually get to the final story of it, right?
But it's not Deep Rock Galactic.
But it's not Deep Rock Galactic. So it's called Below the Stone. Oops. And it's strollart.com, STROLLART.com. If anybody wants to check that one out, if that sounds like your thing. Roguelikes are a big thing for a lot of our brew crew, so I thought I'd throw that one out there as something that looked pretty cool. This one didn't have a lot up for us to look at because we couldn't actually demo it. I grabbed this because I really want to check it out now. It's called Where They Go. It's a first-person horror survival game, so you know me.
Classic.
My thing. You play as a girl stuck in a nightmare chased by a horrific monster while you solve world-bending puzzles. Again, my thing. Oh, wait, is this the one that I did get to demo? I might have gotten to demo this for a second.
It's very dark.
No, we I think we got there and it was full.
Yeah,
So
it
we
was
just talked to the
really
person.
packed. That's right.
Ooh.
It's inspired by BioShock Amnesia, Little Nightmares. So those are all things that I love. So I definitely want to try to play this. Here's the card and art from it. Very
Nice.
creepy, very the art here gives me very Amnesia vibes. So
There is a demo available on Epic, on the Epic store right now.
yes.
So if you didn't get a chance to play, you can do it.
And
that's
the
one I need to play.
Apocalypse one also has a demo on Steam at the moment.
Very cool.
Right.
Yes. So there was that one. We're coming to the end of the ones I have here. So we have this card. I don't remember any of it. Phi, if you do, feel free to chat about it. It says a new 16-bit Sega Genesis Mega Drive shooter. I kind of remember this, but...
Yeah, so that was the one I was talking about because that's the same from the Mega Cat Studios. That was the one where I sat down right next to your visual novel indie stand, and then you thought I disappeared, but I was actually just next door.
I thought I lost Tibbers, and Tibbers didn't have a phone, so I thought that...
There's no pocket in Tibbers?
No, I had a phone. I also have LEDs, so like it was crazy that
It was in my backpack. It was in my backpack. But yes, he had LEDs, but he was sitting with his back to me. I was looking for the LEDs everywhere, and that's when I decided he had left, and I was never going to find him, and he was going to be lost at MAGfest. But anyway.
That's very funny.
Yeah, that's this game.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like the art was honestly like a huge trip. There was colors everywhere. It was very psychedelic, and you're in a spaceship flying through whatever planet, blowing up stuffs. So it was an experience.
Yeah, it seems like that's one of that studio's strengths is art.
I really love that art, so I love that. Sorry, go Dan.
No, that's fine. It's like kind of a trend I'm noticing with like games now, particularly like there's this kind of return to, especially in like horror and shooter games, they're kind of going back to like Doom-esque sort of stuff, where it's like the OG Doom graphics, or like now horror games do the whole VHS horror stuff, where it's like everything's very, very film grain, film static. It's like lots of bloom and lighting, so it's like almost like it's making you uncomfortable. And that's like the art style, and I love it. Great.
Yeah, and that's something
good.
that I think is cool too, because like it's something that I have a friend who actually goes to MAGfest, but I've never seen him there because we've never met in person. This is an online only friend, and every time I'm there, I'm like, I should just like meet him, but also it's been too long. Now it's weird, so I don't want to meet this person in real life. But they do really cool like 8-bit art, and I'm going to plug him and I'm going to throw him into our Discord so everybody can see what he does. But he does a lot of art for these games that are with that style right now. And he does the coolest mechs with
Love
just
a good
pixel
mech.
art. So I'm gonna post his stuff so everybody can look at it. But yeah, that's definitely something that I like, because AI doesn't generate that art well. It doesn't look right. So I just think that's a way that gaming art is kind of very unique there, and I think that's very cool. The last one I want to talk about, I thought was the most unique game in the indie section that I saw, that I also thought looked very good. So this one's called Kingdoms of the Dump, and you got a flaming sword with a trash can hero. So this was a game that was devved by at least the one guy said he was a janitor, right? And that's where this idea came from.
Yeah, he's a janitor, and I believe they were working on it for 3 years, and they're a team of 4.
Wow, that's cool.
And the tagline is "Take out the trash like your life depends on it." So, literally, you just delve into dungeons. And,
JRPG, it looks like.
Yeah, across the rubberlands, the laundry forest, bug-filled swamps, and frozen mattress peaks. Like, it's literally a big junkyard landscape. And I just thought this was really fun and unique way to take this idea. So yeah, it was made by real janitors. So that's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
That they're taking something in their life and making it fun in a game, right? So that one also piqued my interest, and that was the last of the pile of things I got to remember to talk about. Anything else, Phi, that you liked from Indie that I didn't mention?
Not really. It's all of them looked really neat, and honestly, it was a shame that we didn't have more time. You know what I mean, to really try out every single thing. It was one thing I want to point out was last year Hyperlight Breaker was there, and this year they were there as well. So this is Heart Machine, but they came out and had said that, oh yeah, like Hyperlight Breaker just didn't do well, and they're plan to fix that going forward. They didn't think that the game was as playable as Hyperlight Drifter. And maybe they had gone too conceptual or abstract or whatever, right? But it didn't open well, so they're looking to fix that. And I mean, Hyperlight Drifter is fantastic, so I'm sure they'll get it.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, that's probably like the biggest of like the indie studios that come is like them that like actually has like a big hit.
Yeah. I think they said they had like 100 or something developers.
That's awesome.
In Heart Machine, so that was really neat.
And I know we're running out of time, but
That's okay.
probably
We're
should
not
start
playing a
wrapping.
game, so we can
That's true.
kind of extend this one a little bit. There's other things that anybody wants to talk about. So we've got music that we listen to. Obviously, we can talk about that for a minute. The gaming we did in the hotel. So any board games. We did a Magic the Gathering draft, which I also have my deck here.
Nice.
That.
Yep.
And that was really fun. And any panels maybe somebody went to or other things of note from the con that we want to mention, then we'll wrap with the best moment, least best moment, and what you want to make sure you do next for SuperMAGfest next year.
I mean, yeah, I guess for me, like I always enjoy playing games in the room. We were very fortunate to, have a relatively big room again. And yeah, I mean it's nice having a table. So it's the thing for me that was really cool was doing in-person D&D for the first time at MAGfest, which was cool because a good chunk of the people that I was playing with didn't actually come to MAGfest, but they came down for that evening, which was mostly just a ploy on my part to get them to see MAGfest and to want to go next year.
Nice.
Which, like, most of them were like, "Yeah, we should come to this." And I was like,
gonna say,
"Yeah,
did
I've only been telling you for 10 years."
You guys went so long. Did they get to see much, or
They got to see a little bit, but then they had to go. But yeah, they got to kind of do a quick run through, or just kind of see a little bit of it. But yeah, like, it was really cool to kind of have that. And it was kind of like a it's not like the end of our campaign, but it's getting kind of close, and we were fighting like kind of a pretty big boss. So it was fun to do that in person.
I had a really good time listening to you all when I could.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it thematically, obviously. It was really cool. It's one that I was like, is there a way I can be an NPC or something just to join?
Yeah.
But...
Well, and we were doing it's my D&D campaign that's based off of WoW. So we were fighting we were finishing up Blackrock Spire. So that
Sorry,
was fun.
excuse me, I was taking a medicine shot. Yes. Yeah, no, that was very, very cool. I made it a point to try to, because last year we did a lot of things I wanted to do, but I also felt like I wasn't in the room much because of all the things we were trying to do. So this year I made, like, it was a goal for me to hang out more and be able to do more with everybody. And I really did enjoy that. I liked the games we played, and just like listening to you guys do D&D and, all of that, hanging out with some of the musicians and meeting more of them than I did. I really, really love them all. Like, for not being a music person, man, they're my people. Every time,
they're super cool to hang out with. So yeah, a lot of the people we were hanging out with were connected to the Triforce Quartet in some way. So that's kind of how we've met them. And Triforce Quartet always hangs out in our room basically. So that's always fun.
Yeah. And every time they bring somebody new in, I'm like, oh no, I'm social anxiety. I'm not good with new people. But then immediately I'm like, oh, never mind. They're awesome. I love this.
Yeah. No, it's they're really good people, and they're always fun to hang out with.
So any of the concerts that we want to go over, obviously Bit Brigade was my favorite concert.
Yeah, Bit Brigade's incredible. They did a full playthrough of it was Super Mario World 3. Right? Is that one?
Yeah, sorry. I realized my mic was off, so I wasn't saying anything.
But yeah, they did like a full playthrough of Super Mario World 3 in like an hour, and
Oh wow.
the whole so their whole thing is speedrunning games, but also playing the soundtrack while the guy's playing the game. So there's a guy sitting on stage in a lazy boy with a TV in front of him that's playing the game, and the whole band is watching him play the game, and they're doing the music from that place. So like they'll play like at the end of every world, they will play the and then they'll do like the map music, like the
yeah, and they have to time it with him. So as they're completing, they have to pay attention. And it was really impressive to me, the synchronicity of it all and how they were so on point. And I really wanted him to fail, so they had to start over just so I would see how that works. But he really didn't.
Yeah. No, he was really good. I mean, I guess you kind of have to be. And like he's like legitimately part of the band. Like
yeah, he's a member.
What do you play in the band? Video games?
Video games.
Yeah, that's what they said. His instrument is a little different from ours. It's a console, but it's still an instrument. And I was like, this is really cool. I'm super glad I got that experience. Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot because I think speedrunning is really interesting. It's like not something I actively seek and watch, but when I do watch it, I always find it super cool. So I liked being able to do that and like witness a concert in a different kind of way where they're playing music I recognize, but literally like I'm playing a video game and listening to the music. That was so different. So for me, that was really fun. That was probably my favorite concert.
Well, and also what's cool is they keep the sound effects in. I don't know how they keep the sound effects in, but not the game sound. So they must have like altered the game somehow. Mm-hmm. But anyways, sometimes the guy playing the game will like if there's like a break in the music, he'll like do a little jump, so you hear his like music, and he'll do it in time. So it's like he's playing an instrument with them. I thought was fun. And Alex. One of the other podcasters who from years of old,
Alex TM trademark. Our
Alex. He was doing some of the sound on main stage this year, which was kind of fun. So we kind of were. I feel like we were at main stage more than usual this year, which was cool.
We kind of hit it a lot. I feel like last year that's one of the things we were doing a lot of, which is why we weren't in the room.
Right.
But. So I actually, maybe we hit it less than we normally do. What do you think, Phi?
Yeah, I think so. It's less.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was definitely more.
Yeah, but that was really cool. I was trying to think of all the concerts he actually worked with.
There was Blue.
T. Lopez, he did something with him, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Sorry, is it T. Lopes? We had a debate about that because I thought it was
sure
T. Lopez.
T. Lopez.
But everybody's else was saying T. Lopes. There was Los.
It's Lopes.
Oh, it's Lopes.
It's Never Lopes. Mind. Yeah, isn't that weird? I didn't expect that. Lopes. There was Steel Samurai. He didn't do that one though.
No.
Liz Robinette. That was one I really enjoyed. I didn't know her before this. But super cool. She actually streams on Twitch, so everybody can give her a follow if they want. She does music on Twitch, and this was her first live performance like this. So it was her first concert, which I thought was very cool.
He did the Blue Shift Big Band.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, Blue Shift Big Band. That was the one I could not remember. Really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that.
They were good. They were like a legit big band, so which is kind of something that Alex does a lot because he does the Army Blues, so it's kind of in his wheelhouse.
Glad you found that because I did not see that on the list I was trying to look up. Oh, now I see them. Okay, good. So I think those are all the ones that we hit.
And yeah, he was like Los Veros.
Yes, in Los Ferros. Yeah.
We hit the tail end of Power Glove.
Power Glove's good.
Which is sad because I wanted to hear more of Power Glove, but yeah, they were great.
Yeah, they were good. They were good.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's our concert wrap up then. Anything else anyone wants to discuss or hit before we wrap with our question?
Oh, the location of our room was super dope this year. So
It was, yeah.
we had a room that was overlooking the atrium, and we were like only 3 floors up. So like we could like literally yell at people and like point at them and like I don't know. It was really cool to be able to see like the atrium's where a lot of people will take their pictures for their cosplays. So like we were just kind of like in the action the whole time, which was great.
Or if you're Allison, stalk cosplayers and then run down to get a picture with them creepily. Mm.
Yeah, totally creep. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Next time, bring like a belay rope so you could just.
Oh, that'd be a good idea. This year, you would get yelled and kicked out and not be able to have an atrium room anymore if you hung stuff off the balcony. So we.
Oh wow!
Do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we
do it.
would like to keep nice.
Don't do that.
We like our nice
nicer
things.
floor.
Well, then why would you even bring that up, Chris, in the first place? Come on, don't recommend bringing belay ropes. It's crazy.
Okay, well, really cool. Yeah, our room was awesome. I really liked the balcony experience. It was definitely something cool to have because I hadn't had that before. So we'll wrap then with my closing question, which is kind of a 3-parter. Feel free to answer all or however you want. What was your best moment? What was your least best moment? And what do you want to make sure you do next year at SuperMAGfest 2026? Dan, you can answer that last question because.
Yeah, my I guess the best moment was the in-person D&D for me, which was awesome. Like I don't know, that was a lot of fun, and to also kind of see their reaction to what was going on at MAGFest was really cool. And then I guess my least favorite was that it always goes too fast, and like I feel like the first, I mean, it's not really like, this isn't really a specific thing, but it's more just like I hate that it goes so fast every time. Like we get it there on Wednesday and I'm like, man, we have so much time, and then Friday night rolls around, I'm like, okay, we still got tonight and tomorrow night, and then I don't know, it goes way too fast. That and always kind of like feeling like we're never sure if we're going to be in the Gaylord or not until like the last minute.
That's so stressful.
Yeah, that's kind of stressful. But yeah, those are my things. I mean, this year for me, like, I don't know, the vibes were really good. I don't know, it was just one of the most fun MAGFests I've had in a long time, I think. So, yeah.
All right, Phi, here go.
Yeah, let's see. Favorite thing was honestly playing Not Enough Mana with a ton of people.
That's right.
And that was wild. People were taking shots left and right.
Yeah,
and
we were playing that with the Triforce Quartet, and they were getting trashed.
Yeah, we got wrecked before we went down to go watch 8-Bit. And the funny thing is we never even finished the game, right? But, I mean, it wasn't, just about like drinking or whatever, but it was honestly like, having known Triforce and stuff for so long, I didn't really talk to them, you know what I mean? So this year I was able to really just talk and connect with some of them. And other bands too, like Darmok from Steel Samurai. She came down and hung out with us for a little bit, and
oh, that's right.
I got to talk to her, and that was awesome. So really, it was like more of a community for me, right? I was able to connect with more people and hang out with them. Let's see, least favorite. Geez, all of everything surrounding MAGFest. I think like I had car troubles and I had to get my transmission fixed for $2,000.
Oh God!
Yeah, and we couldn't leave that night because the car just threw an error, so we had to get a rental, the next morning, and that was a disaster. Because they said they had the car at place A, but they didn't, so then I had to go to place B, and then when I was there, like I felt under the weather, kind of like halfway through, and I had to take breaks here and there, which kind of sucked. So let's see what I will do next year. Load up on vitamin C the week before, and just make sure my cosplays are ready, so I don't do it last minute.
Good call.
Yeah, so for me, I'm trying to think because like there's always the stress of getting to MagFest, and it's always stressful for me. Like since year one, it's always been like stressful, but it's a different kind of stress. Like back then, it was like I can't afford this. Why am I doing this? I got to do this. I'll eat cheese sandwiches for a month. I don't care, kind of thing. You know, when I was first going, like I had a shitty job and all kinds of things going on, right? And now it's a different kind of stress where it's just like I want to make sure this goes so well that I want to plan ahead and I want to make sure everything's right, and then everything doesn't go right, and I don't know, that stresses me out because of probably my anxiety. But yeah, so that's something that's always there. I guess this con, like my least favorite thing about the con was definitely the time there. For me too. Like I wanted to get there early and then that didn't happen, so that was kind of upsetting. So yeah, I don't want it to end, and it always ends too fast. And I enjoy it until we get to like Saturday night, and then I start getting sad because I'm like it's almost over, and that's always depressing. My favorite thing is our group cosplay. For sure. I really enjoy doing that every year. I'm so glad we do it. I hope we do 3 next year like we talked about. Like but that kind of brings me to like why I truly love MagFest. I love the community. I love everything there, but it wouldn't be what it is without you guys. Like my Mag fam, right? My Mag family at this point, I don't know, you guys are just like my people, and I love everyone we go with so much, and I get to know more and more about each of them every time. And, you know, some of them are closer friends than others. But at this point, like, I consider this really like a core squad of mine. Like, you guys are all my people. And I like that we grew that more this year. Like Phi was saying, like, we brought in new people and just kind of got these extended cool people that now I'm going to know. And hopefully they come back and visit us next time and we can connect. Those things, I love that, and I'm a very introverted person, and this year especially has been really hard for me, and I've struggled really bad through the winter with this, and just kind of like mental health and being completely transparent with everyone. Like that is definitely something that I've struggled with, and like coming into MagFest, I was really anxious about, can I even do this the way I'm feeling, and that all just like melts when I get there. And it really is just like a whole different world I'm stepping into, and I love it. And it's not something that my anxieties come into, which I think is beautiful and strange because that's not true about the rest of my life. Even though, like, I don't know, I shouldn't let it impact me the way I do. I can't control it. But when I come into MagFest, there's something special that happens. When I walk into the hotel, it all goes. I'm in this place where it's freeing, and I don't need to have anxieties because I'm here with people I think are amazing, and we're going to have just the best time. And we don't have to leave the hotel. Everything's there for us. Like, it's all just going to be great. And that is really wonderful, and that's my favorite part about it. And we kind of discussed, like, are we getting too old for this? Like, everybody kind of mentioned that in their own moments to me. Yeah. And I was just like, man, no. Like, for me, no, I'm never going to be too old for this. I'm going to be like 80 years old cosplaying, and I'm going to bring my grand dogs and stuff. I don't know. Like, I'm just going to like, I just see myself always being this person, and this person is going to love this experience, although it may change when I get older, sure, into something different. Like, I'll always be doing this kind of thing. So for me, I'm never going to feel like I'm too old for this, because what's important to me about it are my friends and experiencing this together and having these moments. So if it changes, it changes. But like, I'm never too old for this. This is great. So that's what I gotta say. And for next year, my personal goal is to, I don't know, more people. Hey, everybody who's listening, come to MAGfest. Getting in the hotel lottery is awful and misery, but do it anyway. And if you have any questions about how to do it, just talk to us and we can go through it with you because we've experienced everything with MAGfest at this point. Try to get there. If you sound like this is something you want to do, come experience it. It's amazing. I think you'll love it, and I would love to meet everybody who comes. You can come and play a board game with us or something. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Very well said. Lord says she'll become the
It's-
wise old lady in the corner giving MAGfest people quests.
I will, honestly. And it's only well said right now because I haven't drank during this podcast. I've only had cough medicine. So look at me. Look at me eloquent at the end, guys. Wrapping it up with beauty.
You did it.
Go
You
ahead,
did it.
Dan. What do you want to do
Right.
next year?
Well, let's see.
No.
What was the first? What was the first question? The first one was.
Well,
Best and worst part about this year's MAGfest.
yeah,
Okay,
which
so
you weren't there for, but
So the best part is that all my friends were there.
aw.
The worst part was that I wasn't there.
Mhm.
And what I look forward to the next time is Hannah and I is the Rotzes being there next year.
Ooh, the
So-
Rotzes.
That'll be it because it'll be Hannah and Dan Rotz. Dana Rotz will be there.
Dana.
Dana, that's our name. Whenever you refer to us as a group.
Yes. Awesome.
I love that and agree. And with that, unless anyone has anything else to say, are we good? We can wrap?
I think we're good. Yeah.
Yay!
We can wrap.
We did it. Yeah. In summary, go to MAGfest. It's awesome.
Thanks, Dan. Hey, I'm
No-
Dan Rotz, and I like
here
to
to
take
say-
shots. I can't.
My name's Dan
rap on
Rotz,
the
and I'm
fly.
here to say.
But
I
I'm
like to
definitely-
rap in a major way.
But I'm definitely a guy because I'm not Allison because I'm the host of the Game Brew podcast. Thanks for sticking with us, and I hope it lasts.
There you go.
That's the best
Nailed it.
I can
Boom.
do. I'm so sorry
Boom,
to
Rose.
anyone who actually has talent at rapping and doing it on the fly.
Only presents.
So with that, thank you everybody for joining us today, and that's it. We love you spending time with us. You guys are what keeps us going and doing this. So heart you guys. And if you're coming here for the first time, hello. I hope you continue on our adventures with us. I hope you come to MAGfest. I hope you did go to MAGfest. And now this next time you're going to let me know and I can come say hi and give you a high five. That's very awkward because I don't give high fives very much. So it might not be good. And this, you can tell I don't rap much, huh? So if you want to follow us because you're new here or you haven't yet, feel free to do so on any of our social media apps at the Game Brew podcast. We can mostly be found in our Discord though, so really you should come there if you haven't. It is bit.ly/discobrew, DISCOBREW, like you're at the disco with the ball and the flare legs and Saturday Night Fever. Same spelling.
Yep.
So come hang out with us there because we're going to share a ton of stuff from MAGfest that we have. We are going to share our cosplay photos, especially our group one. Anything cool we took pictures of, I'm sure I'm going to put those up. You guys can too, and see everything that we're talking about. I'm going to post all of the games that I discussed from the indie area, just so those are out there in case you want to try anything we talked about. I heavily suggest supporting these indie gamers. That's one of the biggest things I love at MAGfest. So that's why I took way too much time talking about it. Sorry, guys.
Way to go.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's everything. You can follow me personally on twitch.tv/Vinalia if you would like. I'm streaming now, but I've been sick clearly and could barely do this. So I'm glad I got through it and my voice is going though. So feel free to do that if you'd like to hang out with me on some of these indie games that I was talking about that I'm going to stream. And that's all I have. How about anyone else plugging themselves? Dan, I know you stream on Thursdays
Racing.
often.
Look, I'll plug myself. I plug myself most of the time. Yeah, I stream mostly Thursdays, twitch.tv/tubecrazed. And also, yeah, with my brothers most of the time. But I'm gonna say go on Steam and download Delta Force and play it with me, everybody.
What's Delta Force?
I texted you about it.
That's right,
son
you
of
did.
a bitch.
I was working.
You're right.
I was at a work
like
conference.
Escape to Tarkov, right? That's what you
Yeah,
said?
it's like Tarkov light, but it also has like sort of a warfare mode, which is kind of like Battlefield, and then and then they just released a small campaign thing, but it's free to play. It's an extraction shooter in its base form, so it's pretty fun. Can have a squad of like 3 people, so you go in, and it's kind of like Tarkov mixed with Call of Duty mixed with what's the one that you play, Phi, where you dive in from the top? Apex Legends, because all the different characters you can play are like have different abilities and stuff. But I'll be playing that on stream. Twitch.tv/tube Christ. Spay and neuter your pets. That's about it.
Thanks, Bob.
You're welcome.
Anyone else want to plug anything? Chris, Phi?
I'm good.
That's it then. So we'll wrap this episode like we do every other episode by saying good night.
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.